Yeah, so because you have so many different things going on, right? So many different objectives, so many different tasks, so many things that require your attention, from like the call block to balancing of origination to doing callbacks or what have you. And the best recommendation I can have is that you slot your day in certain blocks that are designed for certain objectives. And so each and every single day we have primary objectives and then variable objectives. So variable objectives are going to be things that are spontaneous, right? So like your client calls in with a set of questions, fire erupts, value comes back low. Those are variables because they're not necessarily planned, right? So each and every single day, I personally use Outlook Calendar. And that's one screen that I have open constantly. And when I look at my Outlook calendar, I look at today and the next day. So it's very, very important, right? And so practicing this is going to help you when your pipeline grows. Because if there's no organized time slots, then it's kind of, you're reacting to things, right? As opposed to being proactive. And so where I believe that using a calendar is helpful, but then how do you manage that calendar? So again, we have variable objectives and then primary objectives. So primary objectives are things you have to do every single day, which obviously, if you, let's say, we work 10 hours per day, right? So a minimum of 4 hours needs to be dedicated to the primary objective of new loan origination. So new loan origination is actions and habits or things that move the needle, things that actually feed the pipeline. So in our particular case, your sole objective is to get loans in so you could feed the PAQ, right? Because in order to feed the PAQ, you need a structured sold deal with STIPs in. Make sense? So every single day, your point system should be determined by, I think you guys call them OGs, right? Originations, right? So we call them subs, elevations, same thing, right?
Yeah.
So that is a primary objective, and the reason for that is because your intent is to get a minimum of one new elevated loan per day or one OG per day, and that's going to put you on pace for 20 for the month, with the expectation that let's say 25 to 30% fall out, you're still above 10 units and you're making bank, right? So another primary objective is closing. So you not only have origination, which you might think that closing is part of origination. In my particular sales process, I don't think it is, right? I think closing is part of origination, but origination is more of marketing and finding prospects to bring to the close table, right? So 4 hours of origination and then a minimum of 1 hour to 2 hour slots of just strictly closing. And the reason why you want to block that off is because number one is it allows you to solely focus on origination within that block period. So let's say you have 2 blocks of 2 hours or 1 block of 3 hours and another block of 1 hour, and you're going to be strategic based on your licensing, right? So if you're licensed predominantly in California or in the West Coast, the best practice would be to probably put your origination from 11 to 1 because these people are on lunch breaks, right? Or maybe 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, right? Because they're maybe on a break or they can cut away. Whereas closing, I would put 5:30 and past. So 5:30 and past is solely on closing, so you're not necessarily doing follow-up calls to see if you can, complete an application, or you're not chasing STIPs. It's solely focused on closing.
Connected to Sales Remastered.